All right, we're about to go on.
Okay, thank you. All right, welcome. We are at a live location today at Town Hall, where we just had the student art show. It was pretty incredible. Dave's going to tell you a little bit about that. But this is welcome to the 517 CECC meeting, and we're calling our meeting to order. And we are going to start tonight with the art show. I don't have the minutes to go over. So tonight we're going to start with the art show. And I will let David kick off, why we're here and the incredible things that just occurred.
Right. So we were here from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and a crowd of over 300 people came filing through the hallways and the cafeteria at the end. And we had all kinds of different student art. The Greenburgh Student Art Show at Greenburgh Town Hall included student art from pre-K through 12. It's on display on the first floor, main quarter of the Greenburgh Town Hall until we think about the third week of June. So if you missed it, don't despair. You can come and go through the main quarter. Just walk in the front door and take the hallway on the left, and you will see our student art all the way down to the cafeteria. And it featured traditional drawings and paintings, iconography, textured displays, a display of anatomically correct model human hearts, totem poles made of ceramic rings, a number of award-winning pieces, including the Peace Tree from the Lee F. Jackson students. It's a tribute to Martin Luther King. There were live performing arts pieces from, I think, Mr. Kennedy, our high school band director, and the Cage Collective. So if you were in on the spring concert, the electric guitar and drum piece came here and provided more than just background music, we'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a great event. I'm really thrilled with it.
Okay, yeah, I'm not just saying this because I'm on the board of Greenburgh Central School District, but I walked in here and the first area that I walked through, I'm looking kind of to the left and to the right, and I'm like, this can't be art. Like, this is, somebody's museum art or something. And I thought I was gonna get to the art. Like, these kids did a phenomenal job, man. And so if you do have an opportunity to get down here over the course of the next couple of weeks, please do. And all your social channels and things like that, please kind of share just how incredible the art scene is here in Greenburgh. This was special. It's the first time I got to see it. So thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thanks to the teachers,
oh my goodness.
Thanks to the administrators, everybody who organized it, thanks to the students.
Yes. What he said. So next up, we're going to speak really quickly. So the Nettie Jackson Extra Mile Award is for compassionate. Nettie Jackson was a compassionate and tireless, lifelong advocate for quality education for all children. She was a concerned and activist parent, a community leader, a public school secretary, a union president, and a personal mentor to scores of students in Greenburgh Central School District. So every year we recognize some people in the district who consistently perform outstanding service beyond just their regular responsibilities. So the award is presented annually every year by the superintendent of schools and by the Board of Education. So both staff and community members are eligible. Right now, we are looking for nominations from the community. So if you know anybody who you just believe has gone above and beyond in our school district over the course of the last year, please do nominate them. The nomination form is on the website, and you just go to greenburghcsd.org, go to the About Us page, and then under Board of Education, there will be a trophy icon labeled Nettie Jackson Extra Mile Award. And so the nomination deadline is next Friday, but don't wait till next Friday. Just start, plug it in now. I know people who are going above and beyond, so please do go ahead and let's get those nominations out there. And that's all for Nettie Jackson Award. And actually, no, it's not. I'm actually also looking for a couple of people to be judges for the award as well. So if you're interested in being a judge, you can reach out to me. My number's on the district website. Thank you.
So thank you. I'd like to first start by thanking the community for your vote of confidence in passing the budget vote. And your confidence in your vote indicates that you have confidence in the administration and its teachers and staff at Greenburgh Central School District to continue to provide for your children the very best education. We are we are very grateful to you for that. And thank you for your partnership and trust. We will not go without telling you that we feel committed to you. And we know that we have an accountability to you, and we're going to continue to work hard to continue to make Greenburgh one of the best school districts in New York State. As you know, the budget vote was 371 yes votes and 141 no votes, but the budget passed. Thank you again. We certainly want to congratulate President Trustee Maris for her reelection to the board. She had having as many as 391 votes, and our new board member, Ms. Erin Jacobson, who was going to be sworn in as of July, who received 411 votes for the Board of Education. Welcome back to Ms. Mayers, and congratulations, Ms. Jacobson. Looking very forward to working with you, and I'm looking forward to working with the entire board again next year. A few reports about the budget newsletter. It was brought to our attention that still there are some current residents who are not getting our mail and did not get the budget newsletter. Let me apologize first to you for that. What we are finding out is that newsletters are addressed when they go out as to current resident. So if you did not receive a budget newsletter, please forward us. And that is, I'm going to give you my secretary's email address. I want you to forward your email and forward your address to my secretary, and we will add it to the list and ensure that you are not missed here on out, and we will update the list. And her email address is Ivy Kraus, I-K-R-A-U-S, Ivy Kraus at greenburghcsd.org. We do maintain a list, and we try to update it as often as possible. So we want to know who you are, so we can ensure that we correct that and you get all of our mail from here on out. So thank you for that.
And then just one more thing of note. So, definitely, congratulations to Erin and Tracy. But we also want to just say to our outgoing board member, Espineta, it's been a pleasure working with you. And, thank you for your service over the course of your term. And, you definitely will be missed around these parts.
All right, so then the next item on the agenda is the Edgemont Incorporation petition. Okay, Edgemont Incorporation may significantly increase property taxes in unincorporated Greenburgh, including our school district. This will negatively impact taxpayers and make school budgets and bond passage more difficult than it is now. On February 28th, the Board of Education created a resolution which requests the state controller financial impact statement prior to an incorporation vote, and that the vote include the entire town, including impacted school districts. That's where we started, and that's where we were back in February. The superintendent met with Assemblywoman Mary Jane Shimsky and is scheduled to meet with Andrea Stewart-Cousins on this issue. Have you since met with her?
Yes, I met with Senator Andrea Stewart-Cousins a week ago, and I will be compiling those notes to share with the board.
Okay, so we'll hear more on that.
Yes.
I'll continue the saga up to that point.
Yes.
Understand that what I'm sharing is a little older than the information you're about to give us
Yes.
this next week. So Board President Mayers and Superintendent Iverson spoke at a Saving Greenburgh meeting on April 27th. Senator Cousins and Assemblywoman Shimsky both attended and spoke. This was right at the tail end of the New York State budget adoption process. Senator Cousins has results of a Pace University Village Incorporation study and pledged to address the issue. That's this year. There is now about $200,000 in the New York State budget for a study addressing the issue. The Saving Greenburgh organization met with the Greenburgh Town Board yesterday. That'll be May 16th, and requested that the town board pass a resolution urging the New York State Legislature to impose a moratorium on acceptance of local village incorporation petitions until the study is complete. This was not a slam dunk. This was a contentious issue. And after a lot of appeals and a lot of back and forth with the various town board members, they more or less said that the town board will meet with village incorporation proponents prior to next week's town board meeting to see if they will agree to withhold their latest petition until the study is complete. And then the moratorium, which they don't think would pass if they try to get the assembly to pass it, would not have to happen if an agreement is made. And they didn't have a resolution drafted to adopt at the meeting yesterday. They would have the meeting, have the resolution at the next week's meeting if they were going to do it. And I think they're trying to avoid that if they can. So stay tuned to the town board and we'll see what happens there.
So, and, you know, as a board, I understand that, you know, we're not going to be making like specific, this is what people, you know, should do. Can we speak to what people can do to make their feelings on the issue felt?
You can contact your state representative. So Andrea Stewart Cousins is a good place to start. Mary Jane Shimsky is another good place to start. So yes, any thing that you can do to let people know your concerns is very important. Of course, about 200 people showed up at that meeting on the 27th, which was some indication that many people are concerned about the tax base, and that's why this is an ongoing issue.
May I speak briefly to that? And I'm sorry, I don't have information in front of me, but anybody interested in anybody interested in this issue can Google. There is a group locally who do have petitions out and are organizing, and you can contact them and organize through them and with them to contact your representatives to request that all of voting Greenburgh gets to vote, not just Edgemont. So right now, as it stands, if Edgemont were to vote to incorporate, only Edgemont residents would have the right to hold that vote. The movement within the community is to broaden that so that all of Greenburgh gets a say on whether or not Edgemont gets to pull away. It's anybody's guess how any of this stuff is going to go, but if you're looking for a way to get involved, you can certainly find that information online as well and lend your voice there too.
Thank you. And Dr. I understand you were
Yes.
going to be speaking about our college acceptance.
Yes, so it's that time of year. Many of our seniors are getting excited, not only about the upcoming prom, which is next Wednesday, May 24th. They're getting excited about that, buying their dresses and forming up their partners and getting ready for that. Is the grand time. I plan to attend that as well. But they also are getting their acceptance letters to college. This is just the time they've been all waiting for. They've worked hard for this. This is culminating 4 years of high school, and now they're getting the letter that says where they're going to college. And right now we have over 55 colleges that have been identified that our senior class are going to, 55 total. Some highlights there. I will not read you the full list of 55, but in our area of New York, we have Pace University. We have them going as high as Buffalo and Albany. We have Columbia in New York. We have Adelphi right here in New York. Going south, we have Hampton University. We have Norfolk University, North Carolina State University. Going east now, back in right here in New York, Manhattanville. I've been able to go there since moving here. I love that university. It's very nice. I know people went there as well. So in the south, I mentioned North Carolina, Norfolk State, and I have here Hampton. In the east, we have University of Maryland. We have Morgan State University. We have Howard listed there. Absolutely just great colleges, and many of our students are going to Ivy League schools. We have here Columbia U, I think I mentioned. We have the University of Penn, Ivy League school. We have private schools like Fordham University going to as well here in New York. Spelman in the South, very nice, and Morehouse colleges where women and men can decide to go. They're really focused on developing that. St. John's University, and we have SUNY in Buffalo, Morrisville, and University of Connecticut, UConn, University of Hartford, and in Connecticut, that whole system there, Western Central Connecticut, they have a consortium of universities there. So a number of institutions and universities that our students were accepted in. We can be very proud of our students. I think it indicates that with the help of what parents have done, that we have prepared them and they're ready to take that next step. So thank you so much. I'm so proud to mention this, and they will be recognized at the commencement ceremony coming up in June.
Okay, so that's awesome. Well, is there any like, do we have any listing of the people who chose to go to trade schools or anything to that effect? And
There could be some in here. Let me
Okay.
see. if I-
okay, you don't
So
have
I
to.
see here Wentworth Institute of Technology.
Okay.
Because some have different interests.
Yep.
Most Stevens Institute of Technology, so
Okay.
you're on that bandwagon of,
Yep.
they're seeing a need to get more around technology, because the career world, you must have that skill set. So many are going there as well. New York, it's all technology.
Yeah,
Yes, I see New York Institute of Technology too.
yeah. Very,
Dr.
very-
Anderson, does your list include the colleges and universities and institutes that the students have accepted, or the ones who have accepted our students?
These are the ones that our students that have
That
accepted
our
our students.
okay,
Because many of our
Excellent.
students had to
right,
make
our
a
students are
choice,
gonna have to choose.
had to make
Yeah,
a choice.
yeah,
We have many who were accepted in 3 and 4. This
yeah,
is
that's
all,
great.
these are all the universities the guidance department gave me where our students received an acceptance letter.
Excellent. Congratulations.
That's a lot, over 50 schools.
For a graduating class
For
of how
this-
big?
I would say, I don't have the exact number. I know the senior class is about 110, but
Yeah, It's
so.
tiny. Yeah, that's great.
Yes.
Just like here at the art show where the kids did incredible, a number of them are doing, really well, educationally in the district. And don't let anybody, tell you different. So we didn't have, an extensive agenda this evening, certainly I will open it up to, well, it's not on the paper, so it doesn't exist. No, we have David Lease, who is going to communicate about our project to upgrade our website. Mr. Lease?
Thank you, Trustee Thomas. Good evening, Dr. Iverson, Board Trustees and Committee. Thank you for allowing me to join this evening, especially at the last minute, to share this great information. So in alignment with the district goals and strategic plan and the overall charges of the Community Engagement and Communications Committee, we are going to be embarking on rebuilding and relaunching our front-end presence through our district website and our building websites. So one of the things I'm going to be looking to do is engage the Community Engagement and Communications Committee to help solicit community members to help provide us feedback. I will likely be putting together a survey instrument that we will use to collect feedback from the community on various pieces of information that are important for you to see, things that we can add to improve our ability to communicate important information with our broader community base, and make sure that those things are in an easily accessible and format that is easily accessible for everyone to not only get to, but to consume and to engage with. That should be happening over the next couple of weeks. You should expect that. Again, I'll be working with Trustee Thomas to help get that word out. I know some of the community members have already reached out and expressed their interest. I appreciate that feedback that's already come back. That's extraordinarily helpful in informing our work. And I'm looking forward to how we evolve in upgrading our web presence and being better able to connect with our community partners.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lees. Really quick question. I know last time that we talked about this, I believe it was Sam. She spoke about some artifacts that would have come up from previous conversations related to this. Were you able to find any of those, or did folks, send you anything in that regard?
Yes, Mrs. Ives was kind enough to forward me her collection of all of those pieces of information that were gathered the last round. The district engaged in updating their website. So I do have that already, and some of that has already been used to help inform the development of the survey instrument that we're going to be using.
All right, and just really quick, Dave, before you go, if anybody else has anything that, that I don't know whether it was all the same or whether there were different conversations that someone else may have artifacts that that Mr. Lees does not have. Please do go ahead and share those, with him, because the more information we have about, what folks wanted in the past, that can limit his scope of questions now, that will, help streamline the project as much as we can.
So if I'm out in the community and I want to be included in the survey, how do I do that?
So that's a good question. Thank you for asking. So the way I envision that is once the survey instrument's created, it makes the most sense to put it on our current website and make it available in a readily accessible place somewhere on the homepage or somewhere in a prominent area where we can reference it. The other thing I was thinking about was creating a email address where folks can write to. So it might be GCSD website at greenburgh.org. As an example, that doesn't exist right now. So if you were to write to that, nothing will go anywhere. But another venue for us to receive feedback, and then we can monitor that between the survey instrument and an email address.
And
Yeah, so could we give your address out for now, and then you can point people to the thing that's gonna be created?
You certainly can. What I would recommend though, because I do get an enormous amount of traffic during the day, I don't want it to get buried in the day-to-day everything else. I think I could probably turn this around very quickly. So if we say by next week, I can have a link to a survey instrument and an email address that people can use, and then we could communicate that out as well.
Okay, and we'll publicize that.
Certainly.
And if you want to do any type of like QR code or something like that, like at the next couple of CEC meetings, we can throw that in the, put a virtual background and kind of throw that in the corner and give people an opportunity to just kind of scan it and go right to the link. I don't know. I've grown in love with QR codes.
Yeah.
Create a QR code, you could print it and hang it on the front door of each of the schools for a week and see what kind of feedback you get there too.
Mhm.
This is fantastic feedback. Thank you. Yes, all of those things, we will do all of those things.
Mr. Lees, may I ask your hopes and dreams for the timeline on this project?
So in any kind of website development, there's an enormous amount of content that exists embedded in our website. I think realistically, we should expect 6 to 9 months to fully implement a new website presence. But that's not to say that it won't happen in phases, because you have the front end pieces, and those we would work on probably more on the front end of the project and get them rolled out. And then as the layers are built in, we can do that in secondary and tertiary phases.
Would it be useful to you to keep the survey tool live through the traffic that will come at the end of the summer, beginning of the school year? I think you'll get a lot more feedback then. I'm not sure how useful it will be to you by that point in your project.
No, I think that's important. And I also think as we go through the project, there'll be benchmark times where we'll want to, we'll be developing this in parallel to keeping our existing web presence up and live. But there might be opportunities that we establish benchmarks where we might allow a viewing time period for certain sections of the website, so we can receive specific feedback as to our progress in the direction we're going, within a context.
Sure.
Certainly, there'll be certain aspects as we develop our branding and standardization of themes, that those pieces will stay intact. But in regards to content and navigation and just overall presence of particular content, there'll be opportunities for feedback on those elements.
Excellent. As a parent, I would love to very strongly advocate that we have access to that feedback opportunity as we're getting into the school year. You'll have a lot of people really heavily interacting with what you're working on, and that might be very valuable.
I appreciate that feedback, certainly.
And I heard the term branding. This is a website project, not necessarily a district rebrand, correct?
That's correct. When I talk about branding, I'm talking about the Greenburgh Central School District branding.
Got it. Anybody else have any other questions, Mr. Lees? Is there anything else that folks would like to talk about related to community? The next call, I'm going to try diligently to get the library on to see what's going on in the summer. I'm not sure if there's anything you can share, Dr. Iverson, with what's going on for the summer for the school district, or things that the community might want to be aware of in that regard.
Dr. Macaluso mentioned a couple of things at our last board meeting. I don't have the specifics in front of me, other than I know we will be having summer school. We'll be at Highview again this year for grades pre-K through 8. And so parents and students who are going to be involved with that are being notified now. So I know he's still collecting the list of names of students who will be attending. So that's in process. The summer reading will also happen. Remember last summer, every child got a book to read. That too will be part of the summer program that he's coordinating with the schools to get those in the hands of students as well. So those things are ongoing, and more information should be coming through on that.
Thank you.
Mr. Lees, did you want to comment a little bit on the plans for the one-to-one devices and what's going to happen this summer?
Certainly. So as part of our evolving growth in the area of technology for the district, and as we move forward, we're wanting to make sure that we're providing all of our students an opportunity to have the technology that they need to access the learning materials and content that we have for them as they're in their classes and in their schoolwork. One of the things I think we realize we need to do is kind of reboot the one-to-one device program. I think through the time period of COVID that we were able to support our students in a remote environment, and now we're returned in school, and we need to just revisit how we engage in our one-to-one device program and reset everything. So it's my expectation that this summer, K-12, we're going to ask for all the devices to be returned back into the district. That'll give us a chance to go through all of our devices, make sure that everything's up to date, that we have the latest security patches and everything on all of our devices, and reset everything to be ready to be rolled back out in September, where every student will have a device in some shape, way, or form. I'm expecting to be working with the principals. We've talked as administrative team that in the beginning of the June, first week of June, that letters will be coming out to the families to explain the whole process and evolution of the one-to-one device program. We will set time aside in the beginning to middle part of August to allow for parents to come in and pick up devices and make sure that they have them, they can test them out, and that their students are able to access everything prior to the beginning of school. But that will also give us all of July and part of August to make sure that we've gone through all the devices and gotten everything up to speed and have them ready for our students for the start of next year.
And what is your accommodation for summer school?
So we're working right now. I've been working with and I'm meeting actually tomorrow with one of the summer school directors. We're going to make sure that we have devices available in the summer for students to be able to use in order to engage with some of the summer content. We're also working on other avenues for students to be able to engage with content, both in the hard copy books that are going home for the reading program, as well as being able to engage in digital content if we need to make accommodations for that. So those conversations are happening now. There'll be more information on that as we evolve those discussions.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lees. Like maybe you'll give Dr. one day. I'm hoping for an honorary one day.
I am working on it, so I hope that's on the roadmap.
Is there anything else that anybody else wanted to discuss this evening?
Yes, please. I always welcome your feedback, but this is not technology related, although maybe it is. I am concerned, and I think I say this every time, but I'm particularly concerned about the low turnout for the budget vote. I'm glad it went the way it did. I spoke to a number of people up there yesterday and got some good conversations about what's going on in the community and in the schools. Mm-hmm. I don't know what could have been done differently for outreach. I can think of additional things to do in the future, but my concern for this low turnout is thinking about the future projects, especially over the next school year, and where we may need voters to really come out and support the district. So we don't have to do it now, but I would love a little bit of a debrief about where we may engage the community toward actually getting somewhere and putting a ballot down in the school's favor.
David, when would we be having a conversation about, thank you, Sam. But this relates, when would we be having a conversation about I don't remember exactly what it's called, but we voted, we had our A, B, C, and we stuck with B in terms of additional funding for, I believe it was like the roof project and
currently we're trying to shoot for about October,
okay.
But we don't know if we'll make it or not, because there's a short window there, after which you have the general election requirement for the voting machines. So we're aiming for October.
Got it.
It might get bumped as far as December, but it's a fall thing.
Got it.
So I mean, there are things you can do, but you have to do things such that you inform everybody, not just a targeted group, as a district. So we have to find ways to broadcast and make sure that things get through. So that newsletter piece, the newsletter goes to every household in the entire district. So you want to make sure that that list is complete and everybody gets everything and everybody gets everything well in advance.
Right.
In many cases, before somebody's ready to act on something, you need to hit them not once, but maybe
Yeah.
like 3 times.
Or maybe.
So we need, right, and not everybody's on the internet watching our stuff.
Right.
So we need to do some things to kind of push the information out as well as make it available. So I'm
Right.
thinking, and an email list is better than something that's on social media because it pushes at you.
Right. So, I consistently, find myself thinking about, how do we get the students involved in this? And if they fully understand whatever it is that, if you're in 7th grade and we're going to do a roof project, that's going to have an impact on you while you're in this school. In some way, shape, form, or fashion, if we can get them to buy into, we want new roofs, then they go home and communicate to their parents, and perhaps that's a one piece that adds some fuel to the fire of getting people to have higher numbers of people who come out and vote for the things that we're looking for support on.
We used to have, each school would have vote on an ice cream party or a pizza party, vote on a pajama day or a reading day. And each school had something that was like an up-down vote. And when the adults came to vote for the budget, the kids put their tally in for their school. If you went to Jackson, you went to your Jackson box and you put in pajama day or stuffed animal day, one or the other. So the kids had a vote too. I am very civic minded. I like that idea of having the young people vote at any chance that they get. So there are ways to engage our parents. Like you said, this goes to everybody. So the more we can look toward our civic organizations, our volunteer organizations, every avenue we can find. And I'm thinking to really promote, what are we doing? What are our goals? Why is this important to us? Like you said, 3 or 10 times before the fall. And then on day of, I think there are some incentives, like getting the kids involved at whatever level and age they can come in is huge.
I mean, I love that idea. I think that's a simple, idea that potentially could go a really, really long way, and it doesn't cost,
Anything.
the pizza, yeah. And we could probably get Planet Pizzas to donate it,
That's
maybe,
Yeah.
we're looking for you, Planet Pizza.
But yeah,
Or
something.
Rocket
If all else fails, you go and knock on doors and hand people flyers because everybody lives in the district where they wouldn't be able to vote.
This is still an effective strategy as well.
Probably the most effective. I hate to tell you, it really is. Really is.
Also the most time consuming.
It is. Yep. Mhm.
Okay. Anything else anybody want to bring up this evening? Okay, so remembering Robert's rules, I move that we adjourn our meeting this
I
evening.
second the motion.
Any discussion? Oh my goodness gracious. I'm tired. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, all opposed? All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, with your.